Yo, what up? Welcome back to the Hot Sell Dope podcast. Episode 6 with Dre Lloyd dropped last week as a part 1. Today is the part 2. Check it out.
Shit, if I blow my YouTube shit up, you know what I'm saying, to a couple million or something like that, follow up with another one, do the same thing or whatever, it's gonna come across, somebody's gonna see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Jens was saying, like everything that you're looking to get, work without having like a label in mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just worry about getting to the people. You know what I'm saying? Because when they see the people reacting to your shit, that's gonna be confirmation. Okay, there's something here already. You feel me? You got to show them that. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I'm glad that you're able to articulate that the way that you can, because I struggle with that. Like just on some personal shit. One of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast is it's to inform people, but it's also I do believe that being a successful business person, you should be good at speaking, and this is like a way that I can practice having conversations and just being good at public speaking. Just on some personal shit. But I mean, the fact that you say that your mindset should be just getting to the people, you just said a lot right there. So I'm going to run down some things that I got from what you said.
Sure.
Being true to who you are, but not just saying, okay, I got a song and dropping it. Cause I see people do that. I see people literally leave the studio and upload the shit to like SoundCloud from the parking lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see that a lot, and there's no plan to roll out. There's no plan to market it, you know, and that's something that I think is just people are leaving a lot of plays, a lot of views, a lot of, you know, connections on the table when they do shit like that. But you hit on being true to yourself and understanding that it's more than just the music. It's a total package. And I can tell that you've hit something, you've discovered something based on the way that you post to your social media. A lot of your shit is consistent. You know, there's a lot of messaging in your post. The captions be on point. A lot of your most recent posts, and I'm not sure what the strategic aspect was behind it, but a lot of your still photos are in black and white. And I noticed that. But then also I noticed that I have paid someone to come to your studio sessions to take pictures of you. So there's some value that you see in that a lot of people don't. I guess just on a standpoint of why you chose to have the black and white photos, I think I have an idea of why. But I want to hear from you why you went that route.
Yeah. Well, I just like black and white. I mean, I love black and white shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
is that simple?
Nah, I just like black and white, man. But nah, I mean, because like I don't know, it's something about like black and white photo. Like it's like I told you, I'm a reader. I'm big on history. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of the older, you know, photos, you know, that I see, you know, during like the 50s and shit like that, 60s and stuff like that. Well, even obviously like prior to like, you know, even look at like the 1800s and shit, like late 1800s and stuff like that or whatever. It's just something about like black and white that's like vintage. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I don't know. Like seeing black and white photos is like, and this is just my personal taste, is like the equivalent of hearing something recorded like on like an analog console or whatever, like compared to digital or whatever. It's just something.
Exactly. And I think your style of music, because I mean, and I haven't listened to all of your music, you know, but the fact that you are bringing it back to bars and things were in color in the 90s, but I feel like when I heard your stuff, it reminded me like of like the mid 90s, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I even went, like I said, I went down your Instagram and just stumbled across some old stuff that you had. Like you even had like a spoken word thing that you did that I thought was really dope. For me, it kind of had that nostalgia feel to it, you know? So I thought that was like a strategic thing that you were doing, because it made sense to me as a consumer to see your pictures being black and white with your sound being what it was.
Right, for sure.
Let's see, what else? You got into the why. This is a big one that you talk about. Believe in yourself. And it's a simple concept. Believe in yourself because no one else will. It's to my personal belief that, you know what, I'm going to tell you a story first.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So before I started the studio, I quit my job in a restaurant and I had a bad day. I tried to go back like the next day. I was like, you know what? You know, that 2-week notice shit I was talking about yesterday, I take it back. You know what I'm saying? There was a manager that looked me dead in my face and was like, I think you should stick to your guns and quit. And at that moment, I realized how unimportant I was to that business, no matter how. And I was an overachiever. I was a server. I was a lead server. You know what I'm saying? So I came in on my off day to train people. I trained everybody that worked there, like food knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Steps to service, all that shit. So I was like, damn, that's how y'all feel about me. You know? What I'm saying? But then I thought about like how hard I went for them. I'm like, I could do this shit for myself, but I was afraid to like take that leap. You know, I'm driving Uber all summer. I'm thinking about going to trade school to like become a locksmith or get my real estate license or something like that. Because at that time I'm in my 30s. You know, I'm like, well, shit, does it make sense to start a career in music at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like to really dive into this shit. Then one day I'm driving Uber, right, and there's this drunk girl in my car. She's like asking me like fake deep drunk shit, you know, like, do you believe in aliens? And I'm like, well, you know, I'm like, there's all these planets out here, you know what I'm saying? It's a possibility that one of them, it's a possibility that one of them got some life form. But she cussed me out. She's like, no, but do you believe in yourself? Because most people believe in aliens, but they don't believe in themselves. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, some heavy shit though.
That's deep. So I'm giving excuses of why I can't do this thing that I love to do, that I've been doing since Cash Money was taken over for the 99 and 2000 and turning it into a business for myself. But thinking about doing some shit that I'm totally not interested into just because I feel like socially it would be more acceptable to the people that are around me. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, it hits different. So I think, and again, one of the things that I'm trying to grow at personally is being able to land some of my thoughts, because I can skip around a lot, you know. But I think with artists, you can tell who really believes in themselves. I think once you start putting up the money, I think once you start spending that time to really learn what it is that you're trying to accomplish, that's a serious artist. I think to be successful, you need to have hustle, right? And you need to have the hustle where, okay, if I don't want to learn this shit, I'm going to put myself in front of as many label heads or as many A&Rs or as many people that can possibly do the shit that I'm unwilling to learn myself, like for me, or I need to put all of my money and all of my energy into learning how I can do what the labels are doing for their artists so I can implement it for myself. Because what we're ultimately trying to achieve here is, like, most of us aspire to be the artists or the producers that we see on television. These people are in the 1%. Most of them are in the 1%. Like just on some real shit. Like there's 332 million people in the country. And to be a 1%er, I mean, I could do the math real quick, but I think that's something like 300,000 people, right? I believe that math is correct. But that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's a small city worth of people who are making over $400 and some $1,000. Now each of these, each of those 300 some odd thousand people have different professions. So how many of those people are actually artists? You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you get into that mindset, you literally have to be better than 99% of the people who are doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, or at least you should be trying to be better or trying to be, doing more, reaching higher than 99% of the people that are doing it. So when you say, don't pay attention to what the people that are doing it around the corner from you, you know what I'm saying? You should look up and see what people that are actually who are actually at the top of the peak of that mountain, you know what I'm saying? What they're doing. I feel that. And I think that's 100% true. As a black man from Chicago, that's a producer. I know a lot of people don't like Kanye, but that nigga's a billionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
That nigga's a billionaire. Yeah. I don't necessarily need a billion. I want generational wealth though. So it's like, I don't know. I look up to people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you should. I think a lot of people should because you said a lot, and it's weird because like how, and the reason why I'll be like so long-winded and stuff like that is because I really try to make sure I take the time to listen to everything you say. And when you say just like conversations or whatever, like my response is inspired by your reply, by your statement. So when you people make statements as like they're talking, there's certain points that you hit that I'm like, yo, I can expound on that. Like, damn, I can expound on that. And that's the reason my answers are so goddamn long-winded. So I'm trying to make sure I cover everything to make sure everybody can have like a clear understanding of why I'm saying what I'm saying. But the bottom line is belief in yourself. Very important. It is the most important thing because the whole thing is that anybody who listens to this, for you to really understand like where I'm coming from or whatever, listen to a song that I got called Fortune and Fame. Anybody who's going after something, you know what I'm saying, that's outside of, you know what I'm saying, the reality of just working a 9 to 5, retiring when you're 65 or whatever, and enjoying the last like 20 something years of your life, you know what I'm saying? If you're striving to do more than that, if you're striving to work for yourself, you know what I'm saying, whether it's in the entertainment industry, the food industry, the trucking industry or whatever, it doesn't matter what industry you're trying to break into. But if you're trying to be within that top 1%, you know, 5%, whatever the case may be, you have to believe, because the thing is that it's not really about the what. I just got them talking about this shit. It's not about the what, it's about the why in this instance, because if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, when you hit those low points, like I've reached many low points. I done got, you know, my story is not any different, you know what I'm saying, than the average artist out there or whatever. The only thing that's different about me when it comes to the situations I've been through is how I reacted, you know what I'm saying, and how I overcame, you see what I'm saying? And I'm still going. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, if they got hustled out of $6,000 of money, like, you know what I'm saying, you know, of money that I put up, you know what I'm saying? And I actually borrowed like money or whatever at the time, 'cause I didn't have enough, you know what I'm saying, from a couple of my friends and family members and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And flew somebody out here or whatever just so they can see like the support system. Again, being naive, because it's like, oh, I just want you to I want you to see that I'm genuine. Like, you feel me? Because it's like, there's no real way that you can really tell somebody or show somebody, you know what I'm saying, that you're really like a good person. Somebody who will literally change your life at the drop of a dime. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, over one phone call, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything in your mind or whatever, a lot of times as an artist, man, it's like, yo, I just need to make sure this person can understand. Somebody who's, you know, genuine or whatever with a good heart is like, yo, I'm not one of those guys. Like, I want to do right by you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want the shot. So, you know what I'm saying? Me being somebody who got hustled out of thousands of dollars, bro, who spent tens of thousands of dollars, you know what I'm saying, over the course of, the years throughout my journey or whatever, you know, hopping on these goddamn planes or whatever from here across the country or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know, train rides and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? With literally like my account in the negative and shit like that. I just had enough money, like, you know what I'm saying, just to get from point A to point B, to step in a room with people or whatever that, you know what I'm saying, in essence, like, I'm just wishing, like, you know what I'm saying, that they would just give me a shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, driving or whatever, like up and down the fucking East Coast and stuff like that, hours and hours and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Falling asleep behind the wheel because I'm so goddamn tired coming from the studio, going from here to New York and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just to try to show people like, yo, I can do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, just give me a shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, and watching people, like, you know what I'm saying, purposely, you know, not doing certain things or whatever, you feel me, in my life at the age of, you know what I'm saying, 29, you know what I'm saying, that most people will be like, yo, why don't you have kids yet? Like, damn, bro, you're not married yet? Like, yo, what's going on or whatever? It's because it's like, nah, real shit. It's because it's like, yo, I know if I do that, then, and because I know that money is needed in order to make this shit happen, Like, I can't afford to do that right now because I know I will never be able to forgive myself 15, 20 years from now, whatever, looking back and thinking like, damn, I wonder how many times you heard somebody like, yo, listen, I love my kids, but if I could do it all over again, you know what I'm saying, I would have waited. You know what I'm saying? I would have went and did this shit or whatever. The emotional fucking roller coaster that I've went through, that many other artists or whatever go through on a day-to-day basis or whatever, you feel me, is only, you know what I'm saying? You're only able to overcome that when you believe in yourself. Because no matter what, you keep going. You find a reason to keep going. It's something that's burning inside of your heart, bro. My cousin told me some shit. He said, listen, God gave you foresight. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know that what you have, you know what I'm saying? It's something that, like, when you feel it inside of yourself or whatever, this is God letting you know this is what you're supposed to do. Now, it's up to you at that point to manifest that thing in real life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody else can now see what you've seen from day one. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's important to believe in yourself because you have to, and know the why, because you have to keep going. You have to keep going until you can't go no more. You feel me? Or until you feel as though, like, you know what? I tried everything and I'm happy with just knowing that I gave it my all. But now you know what I'm saying, I'm going to stop it. I might take a different route, take a different avenue, and I'm going to be happy with the decision that I'm making now at this point.
Because you actually gave it a real try. And I think
you gave it a real try.
I think the thing that what I'm really trying to say is that's the part. I think if you really believe in yourself, then you owe it to yourself to give it. Like, I don't think that you can really say that you 100% believe in yourself and you're not giving a proper effort. I think there's if you don't, because I think to me it's like, okay, if I told you, and this is the most common example, if I told you that you spend 8 hours a day doing this thing, you'll get a paycheck at the end of the week.
Yeah.
You do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I tell you to spend 8 hours a day, you know what I'm saying? Or just, it doesn't even have to be 8 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever extra time that you have to work on your craft, to learn the business, to learn how to put yourself out there. A lot of people don't do it, you know, because they don't see that. They don't see that they can actually reach the goal that it is they're trying to achieve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, because you know why? That paycheck is guaranteed to come in 14 days. It might take 14 years for you to get to where you need to be at. And this is the problem where I'm gonna just touch on our people as a whole, specifically, directly. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've been so conditioned to rely on a system to support our lives that we can't even fathom. The majority of us can't even fathom, like, okay, well, damn, instead of me working, you know, at a restaurant until, like, Dame Dash touched on it when he was talking to Envy and all them. He's like, okay, listen, you've been working at a radio station for 10 years, 15, 20 years and stuff like that. But can you walk your son into this job and get him a job? If the answer is no, then how much longer are we going to continue to work for these corporations? And there's nothing wrong with it if you choose to do so. But I'm talking about for the people who keep on talking all this black excellence shit, generational wealth shit, or whatever the case may be. Like, those are like coin phrases that just sound cool or whatever nowadays. And everybody's just saying it and not really being active. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as like going out and making that shit happen or whatever. Like the comment, like if people are just cool with having conversations, the barbershop talk, that's what I call it. Niggas want to get around in the barbershop and like, oh, what we need to do, because you know what I'm saying? We need to do this, that, and the third, because we can go buy a building across the street and then we can do this and build our own school, and niggas don't never do nothing. It's like, all right, well, listen, all right, look, I got $100. How much you got? Oh, well, you know, shit, I got, you know what I mean? I ain't got nothing right now. And shit get real scary when you start talking about actually investing money. The idea of us actually reaching and crossing that finish line and having salvation for ourselves, being self-sufficient or whatever, that entertaining that idea, I feel as though in most people's minds is more important or more entertaining and more fulfilling than actually carrying out the mission. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can go, you know, and at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, to get to the point, for all those who are talking this generational wealth shit, okay? The days of blaming other people for our downfall in this society is over. We spend the most money out of every other group in this fucking country. billions of dollars on brand names every fucking year as a collective. Like, you know what I'm saying? So until we, you know what I'm saying, get on the same page, which might never, ever happen, just to be honest with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the people who actually have the opportunity to do it with millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and your network and your circle of people and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Have the same. And you're able to provide and open up doors for opportunity for and an opportunity for people who really would, you know what I'm saying, you know, cherish, you feel me, and maximize off of just having a chance to do do it. Stop fucking talking about it. Let's stop talking about what we should do and just do it. Let's talk about what we did and not what we should do. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. Let's talk about what we've done. You got all this fucking money or whatever. You got all these different things. And oh, yeah, the game is to be sold, not to be told. Yeah, that's, yeah. You know what? And a lot of times, I'm going to keep real with you. In some instances where that is absolutely true, in other instances or whatever, is like, we're so used to losing that once we win or get into a winning position or we win some things or whatever, we hold that shit or whatever to ourselves, and we wonder why nothing is passed down from, to the generations that's coming after us. Why do you think you don't really see too many other black businesses outside of the local barbershop or a hair salon or maybe a restaurant, a fish fry spot or some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? It was times where our community, our whole fucking city, I'm talking about back in the 60s on back in the 70s and stuff like that, to where the whole community, like, you know what I'm saying? A real community. We don't got no fucking communities no more. We got neighborhoods and shit like that. You feel me? We got people who you've been living next to probably for 10 years. I know I've been living over there in this place or whatever for over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know half of the motherfuckers around here. Like, you know what I'm saying? For real. I live next door to niggas who I never spoke to before. I just live here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let's stop acting like we don't really have communities. A community or whatever is a group of people or whatever, or in a certain location or whatever, you feel me, who is working together. You feel me? Like, we're working together. You feel me? Like, I have a clothing shop here, a food market here, a bank here. You in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? This happened in the early 1900s. You know what I'm saying? When Noble Dry Lloyd and the Moors and all them or whatever, they had their own infrastructure set up to where they were functioning as a unit. You feel me? So at the end of the day, we need to do more for each other by educating each other. And stop closing the goddamn doors behind us once we walk through. And stop being so afraid that somebody else is going to come through and steal your shine and shit like that. You're not going to be the man no more if somebody's coming through, might take your idea, improve, expand, and build it bigger than what you could have ever even thought of or whatever. But that's what it's about. Because at the end of the day, we only got like, you know what I'm saying? If you're lucky, 80 years, you feel me, on this rock, 90 years on this planet and shit like that. If I ask you right now who your 3 times great grandmother is, and I'm just real honest, who your 3 times great grandmother is, you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, a good chance you probably couldn't even tell me who it is. That just goes to show you, or give me her name. You feel me? And so that just goes to show you 50 years or a couple years after you've gone, all of your accomplishments, all of your greatest, you know what I'm saying, you know, thoughts or whatever, everything that you did, all the conversations, all the fucking women that you done slept with, everything that you done did is going to be forgotten, dog. The only way that you live forever, you feel me, is if you touch the minds and the hearts, you feel me, of the people who you've encountered, and you help change their lives, help change their mindset, the perspective that allows them to advance. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you're going to have these people like Kanye West, like you said, that you look up to. Why? Because he broke down doors and barriers and made accomplishments or whatever, you feel me, that you can use now as a blueprint. Okay, well, no, he did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let me take his route and try to figure out how I can apply this to my life. Niggas like Jay-Z, niggas like Jens the Guru, like, you know what I'm saying? The nigga like Jens and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other people, we have a lot of examples, you know what I'm saying? And the problem is we wait until it's too late most of the time. You don't want to support people's dreams and shit like that when you got, you know what I'm saying, you know, somebody who you went to high school with who might be trying to start his own restaurant or whatever the case may be, or might be trying to be a rapper or entertainer or whatever. Why? Because you can't get that image of who that person was before they started to pursue whatever it is that they're going after. That's why you always get the conversations, oh, you talking about such and such or whatever? Oh, man, I remember that nigga was doing that shit back in high. Oh, man, I remember. Oh, you talking about such? Oh, you talking about my nephew? Oh, you talking about old boy from? Yeah, I remember back. It's always I remember back when that nigga was doing this or when she was doing that. Or my boy used to fuck this chick or whatever the case may be, to try to discredit everything that they're trying to build. We're so busy trying to tear people down because we're like afraid of everybody. I'm gonna sum this up. I always say the same shit, bro. A lot of people don't want to see you win because every time that you win, for every one of your successes, you know what I'm saying, is a reminder of where they fell short in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? All the chances that you've taken, everything that you're doing, all the wins, you feel me, that you're bringing back or whatever, is a reminder to most people of what they could have done, what they should have done, and they can't live with that shit. Because guess what? They grew up in the same neighborhood that you grew up in, went to the same high school that you went to, graduated from the same schools that you went to, might even worked at the same fucking job. But guess what? He might have got promoted to a manager, regional manager, shit like that. Bitch, you still on the fries, nigga, mopping the floor and all that shit or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or that person might have actually got the chance. Some of the stuff is by luck, but most people, hard work outshines talent 7 days out throughout the week, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
100%. I think that is true. I mean, man, we could talk about this shit for I think we've already gone over an hour. Like, we can talk about this shit for hours.
Yeah.
That's the realest shit. It's like everybody, I would say 90% of the people that come into my studio have like legit talent. You know what I'm saying? It's just what do they do with it when they leave? And that's why I'm hoping that people, you know, hear this conversation and some of the others on the podcast. And honestly, shit, outside of this conversation and the podcast, like, do your own research, seek out your own knowledge and understand what you can be doing different for yourself, because you can change your own life. Like, you literally can, once you set yourself out to it. Like you just have to put yourself in that mindset. And I think, you know, again, just from how I stumbled across your music and now having this conversation with you, like I felt like you were this person because you were already spending money to advertise yourself. And then like when I started diving into your Instagram, I'm like, okay, yeah, he and we align a lot with just like our belief system and shit like that. So, you know, it's refreshing to see that you are that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like
I appreciate that.
We are aligned. I do have a couple of more questions here to wrap up.
Yeah.
Gold Mine ENT, is that your company that you're living?
That's right. Uh-huh.
Okay. And do you have any other artists that you're working with, or is it just you?
Nah, it's just me for right now. I mean, I would like to do that, but maybe later on down the line, but as far as bringing on other artists or whatever, but like I said, like the talent isn't enough. We got to share the same mentality. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to want the same things, maybe not want the same things that I want, but your why has to be the same for me. Like, you know what I mean? The why has to be the same. So,
and I think the hustle needs to be this for me. Yeah. The hustle needs to be the same. Like, I want to know that, you know, when I leave from a room, that you finna go try to make shit happen the same way I'm gonna try to, or different ways than what I'm gonna try to make shit happen. But you gonna try to make shit happen. You know, like that's the biggest thing that I'm learning about myself, is like, I really want that in any type of working relationship. I want to know that motherfuckers is out here trying to make something happen. Cause I'm gonna do that. Yeah, man. I think, one last thing. So I'm trying to go to your YouTube channel now. So you have enough subscribers, and I don't know about video time, but that's the other thing too about running ads to your videos and getting streams. You're probably at the point where you can monetize off of that, or if not, you're close to it. I know YouTube has set, you know, different guidelines or whatever, but that's the other thing, that another reason why people should not frown upon running ads to their shit, because it'll pay you back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once you get those subscribers and you start getting those plays in, it'll pay you back. Now, do you you handle like split sheets and all that stuff? So like do you get beats off of YouTube, or do you get producers that you know? And then
well, my team, like I said, like, I mean, some things I get off of YouTube or whatever, but I make sure I buy the licenses and stuff like that. Like, I don't just download the beats and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I make sure I have like the license or whatever to take and do what it is that I need to do with what it is that I'm doing. If I really like the producer or whatever, I definitely always would. As a matter of fact, I always reach out. I always find a person on Instagram, shoot them an email, try to build with them and stuff, like let them know what I'm doing or whatever after I already purchased, you know what I'm saying, you know, the beat. But I mean, it's producers around me, like, you know what I'm saying, who I can reach out to and have like a relationship with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shout out to Cosmic Beats. He's out there in California or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don Michael Jr. out here, you know what I'm saying? He did some stuff for me before or whatever. And I can't even, Mark Niels, he's down there in Florida. Shout out to Glizzy. He's down there in Florida too. He's from New Jersey originally or whatever. But these are people who I actually know. Like, it's certain people who I go to for certain things, you know what I'm saying, depending on what type of mood I'm in. Like, you know what I'm saying? I might just stumble across some shit online or whatever, but that all goes into having a team, bro. So between the producers, you know, shout out to my boy Rob, you know what I'm saying, you know, for, you know, the photography and stuff like that. He takes my pictures and stuff like that. Actually, even my engineer, who I've been going to for 6 years now, whatever, he takes photos as well. You know what I'm saying? He took some of the photos that you see up there on my page. You know, shout out to my boy Welch, you know what I'm saying? He shot the Kevin Samuels video. You know, shout out to LB, you know what I'm saying? You know, projects or whatever. He's up in the Bronx or whatever. He shot my Craig Mack video and the Chapter 7 video that I did or whatever. But like I said, just having like these people like to go to. I have the idea. They help me bring the idea to life at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's a collaborative effort. They all still doing their thing on the side with their own clients and businesses and stuff like that. But guess what? I built a solid enough relationship to the point where it's like, okay, I can get these guys like, you know, on the call, like, yo, this is my idea. Let's roll this out. Like, how can we make this shit happen or whatever? Like, you know what I'm saying? And they believe in my stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, just as much as I do, you know, so you're going to get more out of people like that. They're going to want to do more because they're going to want to see it work. You know what I mean? So.
I know you say you go to the gym a lot. Or maybe not a lot, but I know that you had some posts.
Yeah.
My mind always goes into like we talked about big picture, right? Like when you're an artist, it's more than just the talent. It's more than just check out my music. It's like, who are you as a whole?
Yeah.
I do think that things that we do naturally, a part of our daily routines, can be used at some point down the road. You may get a sponsor from, I don't know, a new sports drink or an arm or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're actively showing that you work out and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I guess I just for me, because I'm trying to get back into it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I had a rough couple of months. I had picked up some pounds just on some stress shit. So you pre-workout, no pre-workout. What's your?
Nah, I don't. I used to be a goddamn gym junkie, like a straight, like a fitness rat. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I fell off. You know what I'm saying? I fell off too, but I just started getting back into it, like, you know what I'm saying, more consistently or whatever, because of just how it just makes me feel. Like, it clears my mind or whatever, you feel me? It helps ease and take away that stress or whatever. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta make sure that you take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, you gotta make sure, I mean, I'm not saying that you gotta be like ripped the hell up or whatever with 2 or 3%, I mean, or 6% body fat or nothing like that. I'm not saying that, but it's just like, you know, as long as you're able to move around and when you wake up in the morning, you're not really feeling sluggish and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And when you walk up a flight of steps, you're not ready to fall the hell out and shit like that or whatever. It's just making like, you know what I mean? It's like, just making like, you know, try to make better decisions as far as food choices and just make sure you like pumping your heart, man. Like, you know, working your heart out, because it's like, what happens to a car, right? When you let's say you have multiple cars and stuff like that, right? What is one thing that you have, if you don't drive your car really like at all, right? What do you have to do? Even if it's sitting in your parking lot, what do you have to do?
You gotta let it run.
You gotta still start it, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because if you don't start it, the shit's gonna start deteriorating and breaking down and stuff like that or whatever. It's not gonna be no good to you, right? So you still have to start the car even if you don't drive it. It's the same thing with your body. You know what I'm saying? If you don't use it, you'll lose it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not really working your body out and stuff like that or whatever, you're gonna fall the hell apart or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still gotta activate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, activate yourself or whatever. You feel me? Get some blood and adrenaline pumping or whatever throughout your body or whatever. It's all about conditioning. Like, look at, for everybody who hadn't seen it yet or whatever, look, I'm not you saying you have to go to that extreme, but look at what Will Smith did with his brother-in-law, I believe, when he said that he was trying to get into the film industry or whatever. He put him through a whole series of things, reading books or whatever that's thicker than the goddamn Bible, like a lot of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? said, yo, go get a 6-pack, work with my trainer, and then come talk to me or whatever. He did all this shit before he actually showed him, you know what I'm saying, or gave him a shot to do something. And the whole time, most people be like, yo, you're wasting my time, because this took years. But it's all about changing your mindset, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now, you know, if you condition your body, like Kevin Hart gets up 4 o'clock in the morning, I think 5 o'clock in the morning every day, works out. Everybody who you see in front of that camera, for the most part, they're all in great shape or in decent shape. You know, they have trainers. They're on a regimen. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all about, like, it's programming your mind. Like, your mind and your body is like a machine. You got to work it out, you know? So
100%. I think that's very valuable. Like, that's something that I've just recently been tapping into. I've always been someone that starts going to the gym and then stops, but I definitely noticed the difference when I do go to the gym. I just have more energy. I feel like, you know, I'm more loose. I have more clarity, you know, and conversations and just things throughout my day. So, all right, wrapping it up, man. What is your daily routine? Well, I guess on a creative day, what is your daily routine? So I'm assuming you probably start off with going to the gym, but just what are some things that you do to keep your mind focused on the prize?
Okay. So you mean like just like for creating music, or are you talking about just in general? Like, what do I do on a day to day?
I think in general, because you seem like you there's probably, I don't want to answer it for you. What do you what do you do? I'm probably not answering the question properly.
Okay, look, I'm gonna keep it short. I'm gonna answer both sides.
Okay,
I'm gonna answer both sides. I'm gonna keep it real short though. If I'm creating music, right, there's 2 things that I kind of do, and it's kind of like weird, right? So I don't really have a routine for that necessarily. Like I don't smoke, I don't drink, or whatever. A lot of shit that I don't do. You feel me? So if I write my best stuff in small places, rooms, or whatever case may be, and it's usually in the morning. Okay, it's super weird, but I gotta have like my hoodie on and shit like that. It's like weird as hell, and my body has to be completely covered. Like it's like some weird shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I got to do it in the morning because I do it without eating. You feel me? I might like have water or something like that, maybe, or whatever. But for the most part, I don't eat nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I put my hood on my head or whatever, and I pace back and forth or whatever, and I get it going when I listen to music or whatever. Reason why is because throughout the day, when you eat and you do, you know, you going through like these emotional things or whatever, fucking with coworkers or having arguments with your girl or something like that, or people get on your nerves, all that stuff or whatever, like plays in your head or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? And it blocks. This is like build up throughout the time or whatever. So when I wake up in the morning, clean sleep, the first thing I'm doing is like, okay, I'm building, and that's when I create best my stuff. And so that's like the whole routine for that. But on a day to day, I mean, it kind of changes. You know what I'm saying? It really kind of changes or whatever. Like I'm always spaced the hell out anyway. So somebody, and it's like, I'm like that. I might be sitting there or whatever, and people can be talking. I might be sitting there like not saying shit literally for like 20 minutes, 15, you know, for mad long, because I'm just thinking about a wide variety of things, whether it's like some history shit, whether it's like, okay, well, how can I go about doing this? I'm always like planning or whatever. And it's like, I just space the hell out or whatever. So my imagination helps me like with my creative process, like on a day to day, like just imagine this shit. I don't know. It's like weird as hell, but you know what I mean? That's what I do. Yeah.
Nah, I got you. Cause for me, I'm trying to, you had said something a while back at the beginning of the conversation. I think when we were talking about just knowing who you are, and it's more than just whatever you're pushing, is, you know, it's the bigger picture. And that's something that I hadn't really thought about since I started the company. I've always kind of hid behind the fact that I am an employee for, granted I own the studio, but I've hid behind the fact that I have a studio. Like I am a part of the company instead of me being in front of the company and saying the company is a part of me. And that's like a transition that I'm starting to make now, because honestly, some Gary Vee shit. I think I heard Gary Vee say that. And then there's somebody else who I follow. It's a girl actually who talks about like social media stuff, Jasmine Star. I noticed that she puts herself in front of her company as well. And both of their companies are successful because the person has identified their audience and you know, it has a bigger following and their message aligns with the company, but you know, they've put themselves in front of it so they can venture off and to have multiple companies or multiple ventures, you know.
Right.
So I guess that's what I was trying to ask is there a routine that you necessarily have for finding the knowledge? Is there a certain place that you go to find the knowledge to do the I guess the administrative shit for your music, or to get your mind in the right place to deliver the music properly as an artist?
I listen to interviews. I listen to people's music or whatever. But I put it like this: the people's music who I listen to, especially rappers, I really don't listen to. I mean, I listen to rap music, but I have to listen to their interview. I have to listen to what they have to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like when I listen to like Nipsey Hussle speak or whatever, you know, before he, you know, transitioned or whatever, like his conversations are important. When I listen to Jay-Z speak, his conversations are important. I listen to J. Cole or whatever, you feel me? You're getting something, you know, different, you know, but his conversations are important. Kanye's conversations are important. Nas's conversations are important. Benny the Butcher's conversations are important. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, even though he might be like, you know what I'm saying, you know, on some like, you know, street braggadocio type shit or whatever, listen, but he's mature because he's a little bit older. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like his conversations, they're important. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, Nori, like I like listening to, you know, his Drink Champs or whatever episodes and stuff like that. I listen to different artists come on there and like just listening to their opinion. That's you know what I'm saying? So when I listen to the mistakes that they made and the advice they give, you know, Big Sean, another one, you know what I mean? Like, that helps me. That helps me. Like this 50 Cent, another one, major. Like, you know, I really don't even listen to his older shit or whatever, you feel me? Not necessarily, not too much of his newer stuff or whatever, but like Beg for Mercy, you know, the G-Unit album anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, obviously, you know, Get Rich or Die Trying, you know, the Curtis album was fire. You know, the Big Ten, his mixtapes is crazy. Like all of his older mixtapes, all this is crazy or whatever. But that's what I listen to. But listening to him speak though, like, you know what I'm saying? Listening to his perspective on the music industry or whatever like that is very unique. But you can tell by the business moves that he made, you know what I'm saying? Going back into what you was talking about as far as like, you know, being in shape or whatever. But look what he did, vitamin water. You know what I'm saying? Because it just made sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it made sense. Yeah, man. So
and he's also someone who, I mean,
Russ,
he had G-Unit and he has all these other ventures, but he's bigger than all of his shows. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his shows are doing really well, but I think him being who he was landed him the opportunity to create those. And that's and that's what I mean by that. But go ahead.
Yeah. Now, Russ, that's another one.
Okay.
Major. I'm listening to Russ more and more now. Ever. Russ.
Yeah, Russ has a good message. I mean, it's funny that you say, because I listen to some artists, and I'll definitely listen to interviews. Like I like Rick Ross, I like Russ, I like Kanye, Cole, Jay-Z, obviously. But I also spend a lot of my time listening to business people. And some people are in the music business. Some people are like are label heads or managers or whatever. They got podcasts and shit I listen to, but also just business people, because I think business is business across the board. Yeah. There's a niche in music. It's a different way to do business. But at the end of the day, most business is the same. Most business is you got to put yourself out there. You got to find people who want to purchase the product that you have or buy into whatever you got. And then once you get them in the door, you should probably find a way to retain them so you can tell them about the next thing that you got. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. It seems like it seems that simple. And you got to figure out how to do it musically. But yeah, man, I think this was a dope ass interview. It's
hell yeah.
We're an hour and a half in, so it's probably time to go ahead and
wrap it up.
Of this. Yeah. But I appreciate you coming on, man. I look forward to seeing what you got going on in the future. Maybe we can collab on some shit. Definitely want to continue to pick your brain and just see, you know, where we end up at.
Yeah, absolutely, man. First and foremost, I definitely want to say thank you for having me, you know what I'm saying, on the on your platform. And I hope that this message, reaches as many people as it possibly can. And I hope that maybe it can help, inspire, or maybe just help somebody along in their journey, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm going to get a lot of those generic, yo, tell us what you do. What's your name? Where you from? How long you been rapping for? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite shoe? And all that dumbass shit or whatever. But I really want to take and go ahead and really tell people about my real experiences and stuff like that to help prevent them from making the same mistakes that I have or anybody else has, so they can get to where they want to be faster. Like, you know what I'm saying? Quicker. You know what I mean? Because a lot of niggas, they want to, excuse me, I'm trying to get away from saying that shit, whatever, but it's like a lot of people want to take and, figure it out. When they figure it out, they keep it to themselves and be like, oh, well, I had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure it out. Like, that's not the right way to doing things. It's good business and you got bad business. Just because I might have got raped in a goddamn contract doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, well, this is just how the industry rolls, so I'm gonna do it to the next person or whatever. Like that, we got to change that. You know what I mean? Learn, understand, teach. That's what it's about, man.
Hell yeah. And then I guess, hey man, tell people where they from and how they can get in contact with you.
Yeah. All right. So again,
I'll include all this
Dre
shit.
Lloyd, man.
I'll include all this shit, like
for sure,
and the YouTube and all that. But go ahead.
Yeah, bro. Like, at the end of the day, man, listen, again, like I said, my name is Dre Lloyd. I like to call myself like the new face of New Jersey. You know what I mean? But make sure that you guys follow me, man, on Instagram and everywhere else. Everything is the same. Dre Lloyd online. That's DRELLOYD online. You can log on to my website, DreLloydOnline.com. You know what I'm saying? Go on YouTube, type my name in. Make sure you check out my latest video, shot, edited by True Welch Media, starring, Miss Mimi, also, another artist from out here in New Jersey. It's called, entitled A Kevin Samuels Moment. So make sure y'all check that out. I'm talking about basically, the state of, the relationships here in America, like, what I'm saying, my perspective, you know what I mean? So make sure you take and definitely check that out, man. A Kevin Samuels Moment out on all platforms as well, check me out, man. I got a lot more coming too, bro,
Definitely check the man's out. Another episode in the books.
Yeah.
See y'all next time.
I go based on tongues.